the YMCA. We're all hanging out.
Yeah.
We lost to a game of basketball, and they said we had to play in a band with them. So it wasn't fair to how tall they are. You know, nobody would win. But we had a lot of, I guess, kind of hopes and dreams and a lot of ideas, and we got along. So, you know, I had a lot of bad poetry, and they had some, like, you know, chords on their guitars, and we kind of started recording bits and pieces. And we just threw Stevie into the fray about six months ago. Yeah.
I was actually doing my own thing. I was actually working my way as a professional triathlete, but dropped that whole life and learned to play an instrument. So, well, I think the brother dynamics work because sometimes it's like if you have a really close friend versus someone who's like, you know, a pretty good friend. When you're their sibling, you can jump on them really hard and get away with it. And then if you're a friend, there's a boundary. There's a little bit of a boundary. Okay.
That's the problem, you know. I think people actually get along better when they're not brothers. When you're brothers, I think you go too far. You don't treat people with a lot of the same respect. I think you do, you know, like your mom or like, you know, or someone else. But we usually get away with it anyway, you know. But I think there's like an underlying communication that just you get from hanging out with somebody a long time. And it's one of the perks of hanging out a long time. Most bands, they don't. You know, they're kind of like really great musicians, but they're such all-stars. It's like the basketball all-star game. You know, they can't get along and jam for more than, they can't even write a couple songs. That's our knack, because we seem to be able to write as many songs as, we just like writing songs.
As far as indie rock scene, I think, you know, we'd like to. I mean, we're happy being labeled, but at the same time, we like to kind of break the mold. We want to kind of hit a larger audience. You know, we want. I mean.
Well, I think that too. People label things indie rock nowadays just because like mainstream rock is sort of either non-existent or super formulaic. So.
Indie rock usually means they have
it's a pretty wide bucket these
tighter
days.
clothing and longer hair, but that's
everyone
just
tries
tries to dress in a way
looking than other people are.
Yeah, I mean, I think inevitably people just dress in a way that makes them feel confident, or they attracts other people that they want to attract.
So
you know,
people want to say that.
But we shoot for, I mean, to be accessible to like usually women of all ages, you know, and their boyfriends too if they have to come. But we also, I think, you know, we just like to write songs that we feel like are giving credit to the tune or the riff or the lyric, and so we kind of get picked on once in a while saying that we have a lot of variety and we don't have like, you know, one tight shtick. But we kind of like that. We don't want to have that kind of thing. I think a lot of bands have been successful with a kind of a wide appeal. But I think if we could be anything, we just kind of like to be a little bit left of center in the pop arena, be something that's kind of flirtatious, something that's kind of a little bit indie. It might make you feel a little bit not uncomfortable, but it might push your rebellious gene from time to time.
When we were named the SF Weekly Best Band, it was pretty exciting for us. We were pretty happy because we got a cool picture out of it.
We refused to have a standard picture of just four dudes standing in front of like a building, so we dropped all our clothes off down to our underwear and put red crisscross ninja duct tape over our nipples, and made the photographer, he got quite uncomfortable, and it was perfect because like we're in San Francisco for Pete's sake, you know, and we don't want to have a blah photograph. Like, rather have something flamboyant like the city is, you know.
Well, I think you'd expect to have part of it be upbeat and really exciting and be energetic, and then you'd have the moments where we kind of slow things down and sort of show a little bit of the different side of us.
We like to interact with the audience and ask them questions and see how they're doing. I mean, we don't want the show to be like a canned performance from town to town. We want to come somewhere and say, hello, you know, that's a nice sweater you have on. Would you like to hear a song? No? Okay, then would you like to hear a joke? You know, and then if that's kind of how we treat our shows. Tonight's going to be interesting, seeing how usually I think a lot of the antics we do are dancing and, you know, and falling down and taking our pants off and all that kind of stuff. But I dislocated my knee a couple days ago, so I'm going to be much more enthusiastic in my eyebrows and arm motion tonight than I think I usually would be, to make up for the fact that I'm not going to be very mobile.